Time is now 9:20 here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we're back with Activated Mornings. This morning for our Talk to Me segment or open forum, the number to call 457-9997. Also the number to WhatsApp 457-9997. As we await your calls, we've been discussing the tragic incident that occurred yesterday of Beckway and Pity Neves, where 4 persons lost their lives in a tragic plane crash. We have a call.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sister Christal and my brother. Just want to say one thing. We're missing one thing. When that rock gutter matter happened, I called the police 100 times. Recommendations made. We heard the Coast Guard came out. We said anytime. And they said that we have put systems in place and they gave us the assurance. But let me say what is happening. One thing that I want the public to understand. Currently at Argyle, it takes $32 million to upkeep Argyle. They don't even have $1 million to upkeep it. And you could imagine what has happened to the terminal lands. What has happened? Why is it that you need proper, we call it monies. You need revenues. You need funding. You need money so that you can make the preparation. I live in Addisville for 39 years. And most of the time when you call the Calico police station, some people don't come the very night. Because why? They don't have a vehicle. And I'm saying, hey, I don't want to blame the Coast Guard. They have good people out there, but they just don't have the resources. If you don't have the resources, and Kenton, you would know that. If you don't have the resources, you could imagine if, Lord forbid, a boat go down, what will happen? You could imagine that you're hearing people talking about Coast Guard not having proper divers. I could attest to St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica, Anguilla. Most of these other countries have put systems in place, especially Grenada, because they do little, island travel equally to Carriacou from Grenada. We don't understand what is happening. It's not going to change. It's not going to change unless we get back our productive sector so that the police could have the resources. One last thing, we lost our yachties years ago when Mr. Belmar begged the Coast Guard, please, beg them, please let us do some surveillance so that we could keep our yachties. And Dr. Friday in Parliament so many times. You know what happened? We lost our yachties. You know when I think it was sometime the year before last, finally when we had Coast Guard arrangement. I am only saying that it's time, my brother, we don't play politics. Let we hold those people in authority who did not give the Coast Guard. Let me hope that maybe another plane crash or another boat don't go down. Because right now, my sister Christal, when we're going to really feel it is when it come home to us. It is time that the people stop playing games with our little resources, build back our agriculture sector, build back our tourism sector. Me, they no party, Me, they no party. None of them come in my yard. Because none of them going to get my vote. What I want is for our country to be vibrant, so we can give the Coast Guard, the police, all of the hospital, the very tools and medicines and other things to equip them to save our lives.
Okay.
I hope I make sense. We can be there in the party.
All right. Thank you so much.
Love you all very much.
You will take care. With or without a party, sense is sense, right? Thanks so much for your contribution.
Frustrating screaming at your phone every day.
Excuse me?
I wonder if it's frustrating screaming at your phone every day.
No, you're doing it every day, so it's not frustrating, but I mean, that is Mr. Hamilton there for you. So before I forget, I want to send condolences to the family of former parliamentarian Mr. Conrad Sayers. For a couple of years, he has been an avid listener of mine. Always contributing and sending, little tips and what's not, even off air. It's sad to lose a listener, sad to lose people that and so on. May his soul rest in peace, and may the family find peace at this time of their mourning. That's that. Coming from Beckway, a resident that assisted with the recovery, just wants us to highlight the fact that it was the people of Paget Farm who invested their love and ability into the effort yesterday. So thanks. All right. Some responses some responses that came in on the WhatsApp. Let's deal with those, and then we'll get to some that came through on Facebook. Joshua, I can't answer that question, and I will not be distracted by what he had to say. All right. So good morning to Dale. Good morning to Erica. Somebody says, I've had the opportunity to travel on the Coast Guard boat, and it took us 20 minutes to travel from St. Vincent to Beckway. So I guess they're alluding to the 20 minutes being ridiculous. Morning, why are we thinking a separate comment now? Why are we thinking 20 minutes is not good response time? That's within a very good response time. 10 to 20 minutes is very good response time in any situation.
In any situation, I don't agree with. Maybe it's a good response time generally, but in any situation, 10 to 20 minutes is not a good response time.
Mm-hmm. Another one. With exception of death or security issues, there's no such thing as a confidential protocol. You can obtain any copy by using the Freedom of Information Act. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Happy New Year to you, Christal.
Same to you, Dave.
I miss Christal for some time now, right? But you took something from me. I was just about to call in when I heard you mention the name of Conrad Shares. I want to take this opportunity to extend condolences to the family. I think I understand a sister who I knew died as well. So that's a real tragedy in the family here. But I speak of Conrad Shares because I don't know if anybody could tell me why is it Conrad Shares was the last ULP member to win a seat in the Kingstown area. And twice after that, there has been no other ULP candidate to win a Kingstown seat. And for the life of me, I don't know if he wasn't qualified, if he wasn't fit or whatever, to have gotten a portfolio in the government, in the ULP government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I found that rather strange. Maybe the Prime Minister could make it now public now that he has gone. But he was never a minister, a full minister. I know they appointed him as junior minister. So, while people may overlook that, may have their reason not to say anything, I just found that interesting. But to his extended family, I wish to extend my condolences. And I am just happy. I've been listening for the morning to you guys talking about what happened in Beckway and so on. Beckway people, I am proud of you guys. I have my relatives down in that south side area, all the Olivers and what's not, kid and all of that. So you all know who's speaking. I am proud of you. I'm proud of you guys. Right? And I just hope from this experience, things will get better, things will be put in place and things will improve because I'm tired of hearing some things, some negative coming up all the time as though we're not learning. But thanks, Beckway. I am extending thanks to you guys for responding so quickly. By the way, that 20 minutes that you all are talking about was from Kingston, that the Coast Guard came from?
Beckway Harbour.
Oh, because I was of the opinion, I was hearing this 20 minutes. I was going to see if it's 20 minutes from Kingston, that was well done. I don't know what how fast the Coast Guard is, but you're supposed to have. But that 20 minutes thing, okay. But some people think it was too long or what, I don't know. But I just wanted to get that clear up and hope that for the next time, because we are a multi-island state. With all those Grenadine islands, we don't even have enough personnel to cover them in situations like this. I always think of St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a plural country, and we should be well equipped, But I guess this will go on and go on for a long time until we get what we want or we come to our senses and put things in place and have the right personnel and all of that. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I've been trying to reach you sometime. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'll try again today. All right. Remember, we have something
All
for
right.
you. Okay.
Okay, I'll be there.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. You can obtain any copy for the protocol thing through the. Okay, we have another call.
Good morning.
Hey, morning, Christal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you answer me a little low because I can find out what I'm going and say.
No.
Hey, no, I want to know where Vincent really looking for. If it's politics, if it's progress, if they expect a magic, a miracle, something that they're saying that some we just saying them things because politics and malice in our heart and go through certain things and all this kind of thing. Why I say that? Because I never know in any country that thing perfect. And as soon as anything, everything is she's supposed to save in goal. Because that's supposed to know what's going on. Police supposed to know what's going on. When a man gonna kill a man. Police supposed to know when a man gonna leave his wife. The police supposed to know how much food they in the land. All this kind of thing. I don't understand sort of intention, and when they talk about critical thinking and come to common sense, and I wonder where the center we did be talking about. I wonder where they be really talking about. I just be listening to radio station day after day, and the kind of nonsense I'll be hearing. I wonder if they're talking about malice. Are they just friendly? Are they just going crazy? Are somebody didn't understand life or something like that? Because Vincent really overboarding with all kind of different set of evil and stupidness inside them because of politics. And that is something that plaguing us. Imagine we living happy, we working, but we saying we're not getting no food. We eating and drinking, we getting work, we family happy, but we saying we're not happy. What we do, we want to fight God. Just because somebody might be a little different to we figure, well, okay, we supposed to use that as a weapon against them. Children saying that a better roses with no big set of resources and all them kind of things. So whatsoever little resources we have, we try to use it in a positive way and everything. Whether police sold and all them kind of things. So
yes,
why people expect perfectness of that certain things? And why, if the people them expect perfectness, why they don't prevent the thing that them from happen? If people them not be talking all on the radio
sometimes
and
it's
know
not.
this and know that and he leader or this and leader that, why they don't provide things from happen, prevent things from happen? If they have so much superpower and all kind of thing, and this should happen, that should be faced and that should be faced.
Okay.
Yes, we have a problem.
I understand.
And we have to talk to solve, see if we can make things better. But you have some people are going to the extreme about this and that and terror. I find the talking over grievances and talk a craziness within them. People put God inside all the thoughts.
All right.
See, we whole world had to live. We live with problem ever since the world began, and it ain't gonna stop now.
Yes,
the last time when we last election, Margaret London said that look at him, he's surprised he didn't win because he's suffering and his pandemic on his hand, and I don't know now whether we have a different kind of problem going to solve. So I know if the problem solved yet, the pandemic and all kind of things stop.
All
so,
right.
for instance, just stop when you're talking on the air. Make sure you talk with sensible thing that other people could listen and just something from.
Okay.
Not talk about malice and envy and all kind of thing.
All right.
God who made this world and God control the world. And we thank God that we live in. And we eating and drinking. We denying and we cussing God like we cussing God. We not appreciate not all that that God go to Wayne Sylvan. So we will get enough, we drive the car, we drink with you, we feel, what, we too happy.
All right.
And
All right.
like
Thank you,
that.
caller. I think it's very important to know the definition of words before we use them. I don't know what politics or what malice or envy has to do with anyone saying that we need to have more assertive action by persons in charge of certain things. And I've been hearing the word Monday, it's Monday night or Monday morning quarterbacking thrown about. Are we supposed to just accept everything that happens to be the standard?
You're responding to the call, or you're responding to?
Speaking generally, but with the caller, I don't think I really need to respond to a lot of the things that caller just said, because he said a lot of stuff that the everyday man would just dismiss. No,
I can understand where you're coming from, yeah, but I think that he was referring to what callers say on other radio stations, not here.
yeah,
And
but
it is the Talk to Me segment, right?
yes, he
So-
did. He did. He had his time to speak. But for you to
So-
say that, oh, people not hungry, and
It
that
is a
ain't
Talk
even
to Me
something to
segment too,
to
you know.
acknowledge.
So certain things, kind of a little piece of something.
Yeah.
But what were you referring to with the quarterbacking?
So yeah, so Kenton said it, and then a few callers said it, and there have been comments on the live about people are always talking about what you should have done and what should have happened. But is it that when something happens, we just accept it as what's supposed to happen as the norm? If it is that we can give commentary, or we can use it in a way that it benefits everyone, or something positive comes out of it, so we can prevent it from happening in the future, is that not why we have these discussions? It ain't no Coast Guard wrong. We ain't bashing the Coast Guard. They're saying the response time is odd. And it was already the boat was already in Beck when there weren't any divers. In a situation that things had gone differently, that response time would not have sufficed unless the fishermen were able to, or the people of Patrick Farm, sorry, were able to come to the rescue. But they're not trained divers, are they?
I think some of them are trained divers. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
A lot
Some
of
of
them
them
are
are
trained.
trained divers.
I was under the opinion that the impression that it's experience, because with training and experience, I don't know, a lot of these people in the waters every day.
And experience could be part of your training too.
Exactly.
So so they were trained. So you're trained divers. They're
Yeah.
divers. Well, and clearly they're divers because they were able to perform. We got 2 minutes, you know.
We could go
2
another
minutes
five.
and two calls.
We have one
Uh,
community daytime.
Something, right? Something that you should be cognizant of. Sometimes people's comments are directed to other callers and other commenters, like on Facebook and WhatsApp, and not necessarily to those in charge of the conversation.
Oh, I didn't take it as a direct attack on my person. But when you're saying things like, how could people say that people are not hungry, that people are hungry, we eating and we living good? Not everybody eating and living good. How can you say that it's politics and malice, and how do those things apply to this? Now, I do understand that people put politics in everything and have these arguments, but I don't know how it applies to this.
Okay. All right. I think I'll skip that because I'm not sure if I'm understanding where you're coming from with that one.
Okay.
As in, like, who are you responding to? Was it the last caller?
No, the comments that I've been
Because
seeing
he also
all
said
morning.
with hungry and stuff.
Yeah, but the comments that I've been
Oh.
seeing, not the caller specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
People will say what they want to say, and in an ideal situation, certain things will happen. It is easier to say why couldn't and why shouldn't after the fact when you were not there and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. However, I don't think people are wrong to ask how come not,
Exactly.
but to like say why didn't okay, it's kind of a little difficult to explain, but there is a difference between asking for better and asking for some level of accountability to a process or a protocol. This could have for future, can we see quicker XYZ? Can we see a change and development and improvement as opposed to asking for the impossible? If you understand what I'm saying. And
Exactly.
people just saying things willy-nilly. Or why you ain't do this and why you ain't do that.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. Because some people do that out of ignorance. And those are the ones that I would not really pay attention to. But if you ask from a place of wanting better and not negatively criticizing because you don't like certain people or certain things, then
Exactly.
Okay.
Now,
cool.
if you see a pattern where persons can easily draw reference to the rock gutter and yesterday, then we have to want better. It wasn't like a one-off thing. These are complaints that people have, and we have to think, what if? No, we're not going to be sitting here and saying, okay, this that, like dissecting the play-by-play for everything. But if there are ways that it could be improved that could have possibly saved a life or prevent things from reaching to the extent that it had reached, then we need to want that. But
Some responses.
I think we have time to go through some.
Doug, I will bet all $173 in my savings account. Serious matters. That he cannot dive 60 feet and recover a strapped in lifeless body. You guys are hearing 60 to 80 feet and thinking that's a small depth. Not even calculating the deeper you go, the more pressure there is. You would have
Sorry.
skip over that part. This is exactly what Robertson was saying. We like to play Monday morning quarterback. He's on the radio slowing down live action to make it seem worse. Creating a narrative saying there could have been air bubble where they were alive for several minutes. All this in an effort to blame the Coast Guards now for the deaths because they didn't respond adequately enough. Christ, these people are so filled with hate. He invoked the PM in a plane crash that people lost their lives. How sick are these people? And he was also talking about the persons who invoke in the PM's name.
Yeah, I didn't agree with. That I didn't agree with. But if we dissect any situation and we say, okay, what if there was an air bubble? Then the response time matters. I don't see a problem with that.
We have to be very careful that we don't get, when I say we, not us, but generally we people, that we don't get our feelings towards certain entities, certain political parties and the government involved in the way we look at certain situations. There are a lot of things that happen in the country that you have to wait for an autopsy report for the end of an investigation to be able to say and to be able to hold XYZ accountable for certain actions. Now, I think an important part of two pieces of important information. 3, what happened before the flight took off? Right? Could it have been something that could have been prevented? Was something overlooked? Was something taken for granted? Right? And if all those things are at play, then who is accountable and responsible? Was it the airport? Was it the pilot? Was it the maintenance guy? What happened in the air? Was it the weather? Was it a mechanical issue on the plane? Was it the pilot's maybe he misplaced, he did something, whatever it was? Could we find that out? Probably not, because And then we have to ascertain the cause of death. And I think after finding that out, did they die on impact? Did they die from, was it asphyxiation, which is drowning? And if they died depending on what, then I think we can hold a better argument and perhaps hold the Coast Guard at a higher, maybe a higher level of accountability. Not saying that we should not look at the time they got to the site, because the vessel was in Bequia and the incident happened in Bequia. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes, 10 minutes max, I'm thinking. Just, but then they have their behind the scenes stuff to, like, you know,
And
work out.
that is why we
It's
should
not
know.
it's not just the fishermen in Paget Farm who heard it and who were on the lookout and who had just come back from fishing. So they were literally ready and on standby, per se, to go and assist. So that's why they were there first. That's why the divers were able to assist the Coast Guard. And then I think without finding out how they died and what happened during flight and before flight, they need to deal with why wasn't a diver on board that vessel, or why you had to wait for the diver to show up. I don't know. So plenty of things to consider. Once again, condolences to the family. Wanted to go through some of the comments, but they're on the live, so you could go back and check from the previous live and what's not. It has been quite an interesting. It was interesting up to yesterday morning. Up to midday, it turned very tragic. And for those of you, I think Kenton alluded to it, for those of you who witnessed this traumatic experience, there's something called post-traumatic stress disorder. It may not end at that extremity, but you may not think that you need to talk to somebody, but I really do think that you should, because seeing a lifeless body of somebody you knew, or like recovering body, is not an everyday experience for the ordinary person. You just never know. All right, so I hope that you get some hope that you get some help, and pray.
We should probably use this opportunity to sign out.
Yeah, I find these days the year has been off to kind of a start. My name is Christal. Until we meet again on Monday morning, God's willing, you have a wonderful weekend. Try to enjoy the little things in life, and we see things that happen. We didn't even, I don't know if you and Rolisa would have touched on what happened in Japan, the earthquake, and then the plane crash.
No, it didn't.
You just never know what can happen and will happen, and anything can and will happen at any given moment. Appreciate the people that mean things to you. Appreciate life. Appreciate little things. Be grateful. The more you're grateful, the less you're ungrateful. And I think that leads to like being a happier, a more joyful individual. All right. So take care. Have a good weekend. I'm out.
And I'm Ari signing out. Drive carefully, practice conflict resolution, and put positivity out there. You get positivity in return. Treasure the people who treasure you, and even the people who don't treasure you. Just treasure life in general, because you never know when it can be taken away from you.
WEFM.